What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as we all know, Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker, and I can't help but think who could be the superstar that is paired with him one day. And that's what I kind of want this video to be about. The last one we just did, once LeBron James retires, we ended up getting Jaren Jackson. I'm trying to swing for a bigger fish in this one. I was ultimately going to do another Lakers build with Mark Williams. Obviously, that trade got canceled. But today I want to focus on the second superstar that the Lakers could acquire in the future. My immediate thought goes to Giannis Antetokounmpo simply because of what Milwaukee's situation could be in the future. Obviously, I've mortgaged their future quite a bit to try to build around Giannis. They've acquired Dame and they've won a championship with him, don't get me wrong. But could Giannis eventually become a free agent or maybe trade to the Lakers? That will be the goal today, and that will be our challenge. So let's go ahead, jump in, and do a Luka Doncic paired with said superstar in the future. I'm hoping it's Giannis. That's the goal. So let's jump in and do this Lakers rebuild in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall into that 57%, want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 50,000 subs. So as of right now, obviously the pairing is Luka and LeBron. We know LeBron doesn't have much time left. Probably a year or two max. Gonna play probably the rest of this season. I think he might play one more after that. And I assume he'll call it a career if I had to guess. Now, who do they go after in the future? Well, it could be a number of different players. But like I said, my goal is to make it Giannis Antetokounmpo. A Luka-Giannis duo sounds very intriguing. Now, Giannis will be 33 at that point. So maybe we go for somebody different. But he'll still be good enough that it'll be justified. Because he's still a 98 overall right now. And he'll still be very good. Now, 2K has it to where it looks like they don't have his player option on, which is kind of weird, but he has a player option in 2027. So I'm assuming he's going to decline that because the cap is obviously only going to go up. It always does. So he'll probably decline that, and then he'll be a free agent. Maybe on the last year of his deal, he says, I'm not re-signing. I want to go to the Lakers, and that's the only team I want to go to. Like, we've seen that before, but I don't think Giannis is that type of person. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not trying to make any, predictions on that or anything, but regardless, we're going to simulate year one because we can't do anything right now. We got to make sure we have a clean cap sheet for whatever free agency we go after a second superstar. So that will be our challenge. Keep LeBron for this season and next. And after that, we can focus on getting a second superstar, whether there's Giannis Antetokounmpo or somebody else. But I will see you guys at the end of year one. We'll see how this season finishes out. Nikola Jokic is your MVP. Sar is your Rookie of the Year. Bobby Porter, Sixth Man Win Defensive Player. Amon, Most Improved. And Jokic, your Clutch Player. And Kenny Atkinson is your Coach of the Year. So, All-NBA second team goes LeBron. No All-NBA first team for us. I don't think Luka played enough games for him to make an All-NBA team, but of course, he will be back. So, we end up as the third seed in the West. Here are your player stats. You had 20.5 from Luka, 26 from LeBron, 17 from Austin Reeves, and 13 from Rui Hachimura. So, you get Golden State. We, of course, acquired Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline, so let's see how this goes. Somebody current round against the Warriors, and we will lose in 7. Damn, I thought we were about to go to round 2, and unfortunately dropped in 7. And then Minnesota and LA on the other side, Denver and Golden State on this side. So let's see who goes on to represent the West. The Clippers are going on a crazy run right now. I just did a video on them yesterday, and we got Luka in that one too, funny enough. But Celtics, Warriors. And this will be kind of a rematch of the finals from a couple years ago. Do the Warriors get it done? They do. Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry get themselves a championship. I don't see that happen very often, so that was kind of cool to see somebody different win. It's usually like the Knicks, the Timberwolves, or the Mavericks who win it in the first year. But LeBron James is trying to call it a career. I want him to play one more season for us, and after that, he can call it quits. So for the draft lottery, let's see what we got going on here. So Thunder via Utah, Knicks via Washington. Obviously, those picks won't convey. Blazers are going to be able to get Cooper Flag, which would feel great as a Blazers fan in real life. We do not have a draft pick. It is going towards Atlanta. We'll keep JJ Redick, obviously, as the head coach, and now to draft night. So, as I mentioned, the goal this offseason, obviously, we need to get a 5. That's like no doubt we need to get a 5-man. But I want to get a 5-man that's not going to cost us a ton of money in the future. I want to have a clean cap sheet, so we have to be very, very strategic, like I said, on how we do things, because I want to keep my status open. So LeBron James, we obviously kept him around, and then on draft nights we have no draft picks. So let's just go to player options unless we got going on here. So LeBron James declines, Dorian Finney-Smith accepts, which is fine. Goodwin and Koloko are both free agents, and then for free agency, LeBron James, we're gonna give him one more year, 1 year deal, obviously, to keep him around for one last final time. and we'll get him back, which is nice. Is there any other players? Lynn and I'm not worried about those guys. So LeBron will be secured, and we'll see if we can sign anybody else. So goal is to get a center this offseason. That makes a ton of sense. So a lob threat for Luka Doncic clearly is kind of what we need right now. So we have some contracts we could potentially go throw together. So let's go see if we can go get a 5-man. I mean, we technically need 2 centers because we don't have a backup right now. So Larry Nance or like Drummond, I guess we'll give Drummond a 1-year deal to be our backup 5, but he can't be the starter. So let's go trade for a starting center. It won't cost us a ton of money. So immediately, I already know my target. It's probably going to be Nicholas Claxton. He's only making $22 million, less than $22 million in the year of 2027. We'll be going after Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I think, yeah, Claxton is kind of a safe bet to go after him. So let's see if we can't make this happen. So who do we want to offer, though? So like we could give them like Vanderbilt. We can give them Kleba's expiring contract, and then we trade. I mean, we could probably, yeah, we'd probably have to trade one of our first get Claxton if I had to guess. So Vanderbilt, a first in Kleba for Claxton. They don't agree to it. Do we trade both the first? I mean, they traded both the first for, obviously, Mark Williams. So I'll do it here, too. And we do get Nicholas Claxton. So we get our lob threat, which is, you know, definitely needed. So we got that taken care of, which feels great. I'm excited to have, you know, taken care of that. Forgot we had Gabe Vincent's contract we could have used in that trade, too. Probably should have used that over Vanderbilt, but whatever. It's already too late. So let's go see if there's anybody else worth signing. We can give like Torrey Craig a minimum deal. So Claxton's kind of our big addition. But after LeBron James retires, we'll be pivoting to a whole different ball game. So Reeves does regress, which sucks. Connect is up. Awesome. LeBron regresses, which was expected. Vincent regresses. No surprise there. And Torrey Craig won't be involved. But Bronny James will be a very good backup point guard in the future. He's only making $2.5 million and will probably be fully developed a little bit. So he'll be a nice little piece in the future. But again, it's all about acquiring players on cheap contracts, having a built-out roster. I want Claxton to be the one that's making the most money next to Luka Doncic. I don't want to acquire anybody else making over $20 million. So I want to have a clean cap sheet as much as possible for acquiring a free agent. But for this next season, things will pretty much remain the same other than we actually have a lob threat now with Nicholas Claxton. So here is a rotation for year number 2. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Nicholas Claxton, Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, Drummond, and Shake Milton will round up your rotation. So one other thing I wanted to take a look at is my financial situation. So salary cap breakdown, who is all here going to be making money in the future? So Luka Doncic is going to need a new contract as soon as next year. And then Claxton, of course, like I said, his contract going down is going to help out a ton. Reeves is probably going to decline his player option. We'll see how much money he wants. Connect is going to be dirt cheap. Shake Milton will be gone eventually, but everyone else is going to be off the books entirely. So maybe there is a strategy where we trade a couple guys at the deadline. We'll see. I mean, it kind of depends on how we're doing. If we're, you know, on the verge of maybe being a contender, we're not going to make some kind of crazy dramatic trade, but we'll see. Maybe we can make some kind of, we can't combine contracts because we're over the second apron right now. But we'll kind of see how we're doing at the deadline, and then maybe we can kind of evaluate what our options are, because I want to acquire more talent before we get to the signing the second free agent. So I did try to stop at the deadline to see if we could make some type of move, and there just really wasn't anything on the table. But we do have a couple of like potential like re-signs here at the extension deadline. So I'm going to start with Rui Hachimura and see if we can get him for like 9.75 to stay. I don't know if he'll accept that. He declines that. Okay, fair enough. Reeves, what does his extension looks like? See, that's just it might be a little too expensive for me to keep Austin Reeves. Well, we could sign him back, don't get me wrong, but he might be traded at that point, but we'll see kind of where it's at. So Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, those guys would probably have to be let go because they're just not going to they're just going to cost a little too much, or they won't be worth it, I guess is what I should be saying. But what about 10 million on the dial, like 10.25 for Rui? And he accepts that. So that feels pretty good. We have Rui secured to be a nice backup small forward for the future, so we'll take that. But Vincent and Finney-Smith will not be re-signed. Reeves, we can go ahead and give a 2-year deal to right now, just because keeping him will be better right now. But I do want to acknowledge that we may not be able to keep him once we go after Giannis or something along the lines of that. So I'll give him 16.5 then instead. All right, so we keep Reeves next to Luka Doncic, which feels good. He'll be a nice, obviously, third. He's a very good third option right now. But in the future, he will become maybe the second option. I guess we'll see. 43-21 right now, so we're having a damn good season. Give out some extensions, and I'll see you guys at the end of this one. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic actually wins MVP, which is awesome to see. And that's about it for Lakers representatives. We do have our Luka on All-NBA first team. LeBron does make an All-NBA second team still, which is awesome. All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So want to keep tabs on the Bucks, and the Bucks are in a play-in position right now. So Giannis to LA is looking better and better as we go along. His player option is showing up. So in 2027, we have to hope he's there. So we got a couple more, or we got, I think we have to get through next season before we can go after Giannis. But yeah, that's going to be fun to go after that. But we have the third seed in the West right now, going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in round 1. We had 33 from Luka, 26 from LeBron, 14 from Reeves, 14 from Connect, 9 from Rui, and then 8 and 8 from Claxton, 7 from Finney-Smith, 7 from Drummond. So Oklahoma City in round 1, we have Shea, Lou Dort, J-Dub, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein. Let's see how this one goes. And we will be up 3-2. Do we beat them in 6? No, we're going to a game 7. All right. So game 7 early on for us. Let's see if we can't get a victory over them. So let's simcast game 7 to see if we can get to round 2. And we lost in round 1 last year, but it looks like we might lose in round 1 again here. Oh, wait, did we come back? Nope, it is too late. So we lose in 7 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So LeBron James will not be retiring on a championship, unfortunately. Celtics and Kings. The Kings of all teams made it to the damn finals. That's wild. Okay. Celtics going to win it all. LeBron James gonna call it a career. Obviously, no need to override that anymore. But all right. This offseason is going to be very, very important. We can't acquire anybody too expensive. We got to make sure the cap sheet stays clean. And that will be our challenge and our goal because we are after Giannis next offseason. I think he'll be a free agent next offseason. We can go after him then. Do we have a draft pick? I don't know if we do. I obviously traded 2 for Claxton, and we have no draft picks. So I do got to fix a couple of those picks, though. It was only 2 that I need to fix, which is good because the Thunder shouldn't have Utah's pick, and the Knicks should not have the Wizards pick. But I'll see you guys after that with what we're doing next. Interesting note is Luka Doncic declines his player option, so he'll be extended this offseason. Obviously, we're not going to let Luka walk out the door. Hopefully, we don't have to give him like a crazy amount of money. He was making $40 or $50 million, so we'll see if we can keep him around that. I don't know if we'll be able to, though. We'll see. Koloko, I have no interest in bringing him back. And then for free agency, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, Jordan Goodwin. Goodwin actually could be brought back. He won't be, it's going to be fairly cheap, but he might not also progress enough to justify it. So Luka already has no good offers. So yeah, we could probably get away with keeping him around 50 if I had to guess. Let's see if we can get away with this. Can we? 5-year 50, he declines it. So we're close to getting him to accept that. Maybe we can go 50.25 flat rate. What do you say? No, not quite there yet. We're getting closer to making something happen. 50.75 flat rate. What do you say to that? And he will say yes to that. So that is nice. Luka Doncic will be brought in. We'll renounce pretty much everybody else. I'm not planning on bringing any of these guys back, so all those guys can walk. And now it's time to evaluate what we can do now. So we already have money to go after anybody we want. We could go after Durant or, Paulo Banchero, but Paulo would get matched, and I don't want a 37-year-old Durant at this point. So we're going to wait until next offseason, but it will be very interesting when we're at that point. So Luka Doncic, Shake Milton, Bronny James. Shake Milton will be off the books next year, and then Bronny will be the backup point guard next year. Connect and Reeves. I'm not sure if Reeves will be able to stay, but he will be here for now. Rui, obviously, and then we need a power forward and a center for next year. So these guys, whoever we sign, are going to be one-year deals because we need to make sure we have our money available to us next year. So a backup 5. Is there anybody like Zach Collins or Day'Ron Sharpe could be signed for very cheap? I might take that to day 12 because they could still potentially be there. Jabari Smith, unrestricted. John Collins, unrestricted. Aldama, Keegan Murray, Washington. We could go PJ Wash. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna give him a 1-year deal, but he's a familiar teammate of Luka Doncic, so we can go for that. So I'll sign PJ Washington to a deal. It's not sexy by any means, but it's what we're after. We're trying to, take the patient approach to going after a bigger fish next year when free agency is much better. And if like Jokic is there too, that's even a bonus too. If we can get Nikola Jokic, that'd be fine also. So Zach Collins, Day'Ron Sharpe, but Day'Ron Sharpe to me sounds like a decent backup center. We can, reunite him and Claxton. So we'll give him a that's not what I wanted. So none. And he'll be making $8 million. So that sounds good to me. And, we don't really have a full roster by any means, but we kind of know what we're after. Luka keeps regressing, which is so weird to me. Reeves regressed too, and then Rui regressed also. But they're all tradable contracts as well. So it's not like we're totally screwed if, we have to trade anybody to free up more money. But this season will probably be a wash. I don't think we're winning a championship this year. But next off season is where we will strike. And we'll be able to go after any big fish we want. I'm hoping, like I said, fingers crossed, that it ends up being Giannis. That's what I want it to be. That was my goal of this video when I started recording. We'll see if it works out that way. The power ranking has us 21st overall. And right now we definitely need to fix rotation quite a bit. So PJ, wow, why is, okay, so do we not, so Rui's not starting for whatever reason. I don't know why. Is Rui listed? He's listed as small forward. Why the hell is Jayshawn Tate starting? I have no clue. That's so bizarre to me. But 3.5 balance. Jayshawn Tate isn't even going to be in the rotation. I have no idea why they don't want to start Rui at all. So Jayshawn Tate, you can get out of the rotation. I have no idea why you're even in there. So you're probably not going to play minutes for us. So that should put Rui in. At least I hope it would. That's so weird that it wouldn't. Okay, so Luka, Connect, Rui, PJ Washington, and Claxton is our starting 5. So it's not bad. Austin Reeves off the bench. It seems kind of weird. You know what we could do is we could also move Connect to backup 3, which I wouldn't mind. So let's move Connect to small forward for now. Might change that eventually, but Connect can start then. So it'll be Reeves and Connect starting. PJ Washington, Claxton, Rui, Daron Sharp, Shake Milton, and then Bronny James. And then Bronny will get some minutes right now, which is awesome. We can move Shake Milton to shooting guard. He'll go up. So yeah, that looks good. So this season, I don't think we're winning a championship. Obviously, it would be awesome if it did happen. Sometimes when you do let Luka cook, it could work out that way. But we all know what we're after in the offseason. We should be a playoff team at the very least. Maybe we're not. I guess we shall see. Maybe at the deadline, we also trade for like some other, type of cheap contract potentially. But we'll kind of see how things are going. So we are stopped the trade deadline as we're 29-21 on the season right now. I personally believe we have to do something, which I hate to do, but I think we have to do it. So if you look at our cap situation right now, I think we have to trade Austin Reeves away. I really do. And I think we could get something for him right now. He's 28 years old. Claxton is going to be my starting center next year no matter what. And that's what I wanted it to be, which is why we traded for him. But I do need to probably trade away Austin Reeves to have a max salary slot available to us. And that's what we'll do right now. So I'm also hoping to get like a draft pick. So do we even have a draft pick for this upcoming 2027 draft? Let's see. So we do not. So I would love to acquire a 2027 first if possible, so we can maybe draft like a very cheap rotational piece, because that would be awesome. Having rookie contracts would be important. So can somebody offer me a 2027 first is my question. Okongwu, Colin Sexton, Malik Monk, Josh Hart, Goga Badaste, Jared Vanderbilt, no. Aaron Gordon, that's a 2029. Does anybody have the ability to offer me a 2027 first? Thunder. No one is biting on a 2027 first idea, which definitely sucks. Cleveland, do you have a 2027 first you can give me? No, you don't. Damn, okay. So I want an expiring contract in a 2027 first if I can accomplish it, but we'll have to see. I guess we needed to kind of just search around the team. So Cleveland offered me an expiring. Anybody else offered me an expiring here? Blake Monk is interesting, but we won't re-sign him. Josh Hart, Gogo Badaste, and KCP. I actually don't mind this one, where KCP, as long as he doesn't have a player option left, which I don't think he does. So yeah, he's expiring. Gogo Badaste is also expiring. Can I squeeze a 2027 Magic first out of them? I just want one first, if possible. And they want it 2031 unprotected. I can't get there, but what if I give you 2 seconds? And they want Troy Brown, we'll get Howard Warren. That's fine. So get an unprotected 2027 first. Gogo Badaste and KCP will obviously be, gone after this season. So, and Gogo Badaste might be able to be re-signed for cheap as well if we have to move on from Daron Sharp. But I guess we'll see. Kind of punted on this here. We're trading away Austin Reeves. We all know what the bigger picture is. Luka Doncic is going to have to carry even further. But we're assuring him that we're after a big fish in free agency to pair with him, which is why he's okay with this. Still an MVP for Luka Doncic, which is not surprising by any means. He was obviously the lead scorer here. We didn't really have anybody else to take the pressure off of him, but that all changes this offseason. What is Jokic's contract looking like, by the way, too? Because I don't know. Giannis does look like he's going to become a free agent, so that's all part of the plan. He only has 1 year left of his contract. I assume he'll decline the player option. So what is Jokic's situation? So, ooh, you know what? Jokic might be sitting out there too. So we have our choice of either one of them. Maybe. We'll see what the options look like. But here are your player stats. Yeah, 35 from Luka Doncic, 21 from Dalton Connect, who stepped up big time in the absence of LeBron and then eventually Austin Reeves as well. So love that we're getting that out of Dalton Connect already. We don't even really need a second score since Connect is becoming that for us. So we get New Orleans in round 1. So we'll see if we can't beat the Pelicans. I doubt we get very far in these playoffs, but I guess you never know. Somebody current round against New Orleans, and we will lose in 5. So we have not been able to win a single playoff series with Luka Doncic, but that is why we're all in on a free agent this offseason. So I'm so excited to see who might be there. You know, it would really suck if no one was there at all, but that will not be the case. I am determined to not let it be the case. But, oh yeah, did Orlando make the playoffs, by the way? Because that's kind of important, because if they didn't, which I assume they did, but if they didn't, oh my goodness. Or no, they did. They're the 2nd seed. I was about to say, they didn't make the playoffs. They did. Okay, so still could be important to use this pick after something. So we have the 25th pick, which isn't great, obviously, but it could be worse. Staff signing, JJ Redick will remain the head coach. So I was kind of hoping this pick would be higher, obviously, to get a rotational piece, but I don't think we'll get lucky enough to be able to get anybody good, but we'll see. So Keon Anthony, Kozlov, we have Ted Cooper, Hall of Fame ceiling. He is 6'5", 22 years old. Overall is D+, and then we got like Caden Allen down here. I guess we could take Keon Anthony, although I would prefer, I mean, we could maybe move him to small 40, go up and overall. I don't know, but still having him could be useful. So let's go see if we could have maybe gone after somebody different. So he's a 71 overall, and then Caden Allen's a 72. Was there any like 75s left? I doubt it. You had Darius Adams Cooper, who I was looking at for a second. I'm glad I didn't go that direction. So yeah, it would have been nice if Orlando ended up being worse, but they weren't. So Keon Anthony, welcome regardless. Player options, we will decline. Obviously, Howard Warren, we need as much money as possible. Connect and Bronny will be accepted, though. And qualifying offer is nothing. Okay, so do we have the money for, let's see who's here. So Wemby, Jokic, and Giannis are here. This feels good. So Wemby will not be gettable, but these are the 3 guys we are after. Do we have the money for them, though? I have no idea. Let's see. We are a little bit off, but we're there. We pretty much have to dump maybe 1 salary, but we can go after one of them. Which one do I want, though, is the question. I think we go after Giannis, though, because I've done Luka and Jokic together before, and, I've said I wanted Giannis Antetokounmpo, so I'm going to try to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. We have to dump 1 contract, though. Unfortunately, it will have to be Daron Sharp, I think. I thought we'd be able to keep him, but, well, wait a minute. Hold on, because Giannis, does he have a legit offer yet? He does. Never mind. So, yeah, we have to come in, because I don't think we can offer him like a low ball offer and he would accept it. I mean, I'll try, but I doubt he'll accept this. We'll see. Maybe he would. No. So we're not there yet. So we have to offer more money. Okay. So let's try the same thing with Jokic really quickly, though. Does he have legit offers? He doesn't have a legit offer. So you know what? We can maybe get Jokic instead. I wanted Giannis, but if we can get Jokic instead, can we really be upset with that? I don't think so. So Jokic, though, might accept our offer. So you know what? The whole goal was to get Giannis, but we can actually keep Daron Sharp. Actually, no. This makes Claxton more expendable low-key, which I don't hate the idea of. We're doing it. Jokic is a Lake... Or Giannis goes Clippers. My heart dropped for a second. I was like, wait. The Nuggets were able to match Jokic's contract, but no. Jokic joins Luka in LA, the 2 guys that would probably never go to LA. I had them in the Miami video recently, too, which was wild, but now we have them together in LA. So the plan worked to perfection. Jokic and Luka are now Lakers. They talked about teaming up one day. We have now made it happen. We still have a decent squad around them, which is the awesome part. And now Claxton becomes tradable for a legitimate starting forward somewhere else. So Connect will be our starting shooting guard next year, 100%. Bronny's going to be the backup. Daron Sharp will remain our backup 5. Do we have money to sign? Hold on. Does Goga Badovsky, can we still sign him back maybe? Let's see. No. So we can't get him. So now it is time to trade Claxton for something else, but I cannot wait to see what we can do. Jokic and Luka team together in LA. I'm excited. It's extremely hard to argue with this offer, and the Knicks are offering it to me. We can get Mikal Bridges and a 2030 first-round pick. Unfortunately, we do have to trade Keon Anthony, but Mikal Bridges would obviously be kind of the pinnacle of a starting small forward you'd want next to Luka and Jokic. So, yes, sign me up for this. Mikal is not going to score much. I need him to just be the 3-and-D guy he used to be in Phoenix, and we'll make this trade happen. Going up to, an 87 overall small forward probably too. It's going to be extremely helpful. So he'll go up there, and man, am I excited about that addition. So we trade away Claxton. I was going to keep him, but once Jokic became an option, we had to make it happen. So Jokic, Daron Sharp, we do need a legitimate starting power forward, but that is fine. We can make that happen. Rui, I might trade away too, because I am worried about him going down in overall. So let's see what we could potentially get for him. I need some forwards in return. Although I do like the idea of Keon Ellis as a backup. Peyton Watson I can get behind too. Mitch Robinson, we don't need a backup 5 right now. There's some good offers here, though. There's some legitimate offers that I like. Herb Jones, we can't trade Bronny, though. I want Bronny to be a rotational piece for us next year. Wiggins, I'm more or less looking for a starting power forward. Denny Avdia is pretty crazy from the Blazers. Well, I kind of like that a lot. We have to trade a first-round pick, Jake LaRavia. We could get Denny Avdia, and we can move him to power forward. He'd probably go up an overall from shooting guard. We do have to trade a pick, though, to do this. But you know what? Let's go ahead and make it happen. So I'm going to get Denny Avdia from the Blazers, who's listed as shooting guard right now for whatever reason. So Denny Avdia is going to be really nice, and he would actually be the same at power forward, which is fine. But I like that a lot. So Luka, Bronny, Connect, Mikal, Denny Avdia, Jokic, Daron Sharp. So we have built a pretty damn good team, in my opinion. So we just need to get some backups here. So we need a backup wing and a backup potential big. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker or like, what else? Grayson Allen this year. We have Max Strus. Who's the best player we could sign, though? Guy Santos. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is solid, but Vince Williams could be interesting. How much money do we have left? We probably have no money left over. So this is an MLE that we're using. So we do have to keep that in mind. But Alexander Walker, I think, would be pretty solid to bring in. So I'm going to go for him. Start things off here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get anybody much of anything else after that. So yeah, not a whole lot else, but we still have a good roster, top heavy, that I think will be fine regardless. So Kenrich Williams, but we'll sign Haywood Highsmith to a deal. It's not great, but we can rock with it. But yeah, the rotation might be kind of steep, but I'm excited regardless. So let's go to day 12. I think we can only offer minimums right now, but that is fine. Can we offer more than a minimum? No, we can only offer minimums. I'm going to sign Amir Coffee to a deal too, just in case. So yeah, that will be our offseason. So Luka is finally not regressing, kept regressing for whatever reason. Connect, Denny Avdia is up, which is awesome. Haywood Highsmith is down and Thibault are down. So Bronny is up. Amir Coffee, though, will be a serviceable backup 3, so I can rock with that. But man, am I excited about the first year of Jokic and Doncic. I think we can finally get out of round 1. Hopefully that has been kind of a disappointing thing throughout this video, is we've not been able to get out of round 1. I wanted it to be Giannis, but it didn't end up being him. Instead, it's Jokic, which is not bad either, obviously. That's fantastic. Maybe even better, because it allowed us to trade for Mikal Bridges too. So I'll see you guys at the end of this season. Or actually, let's look at the rotation together first and foremost. Let's do that first. Here is your rotation going into this season. First year with Luka and Jokic as teammates in LA. So Luka Doncic, Dalton Connect, Mikal Bridges, Denny Avdia, Jokic, Daron Sharp, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Bronny James, and Amir Coffee. A legitimate rotation that I absolutely love. 4.5 proficiency. The only other thing I want to look at is shot tendencies, because obviously Jokic and Luka are going to score. I don't need Mikal Bridges to score at all, honestly. I need him to just play defense, and that's all I need him for. So we're going to push this down because I want Connect to be the third guy, honestly. So we go 80 there, and we'll go like 65 to Mikal. So something along the lines of that. I'm very excited about this team. I love the role players we have around these two. I think this team is going to go win a championship this year, and hopefully that is the case. So far, we're off to an incredible start. Actually, we kind of regressed a little bit there, but we'll continue to keep this up, and hopefully a championship will be hoisted by Jokic and Doncic together in LA, which would be awesome. So this time, Lukic gets the throne as the MVP as it goes to his teammate instead in Nikola Jokic. Tyron Stokes, Rookie of the Year. Demon, 6th Man, and Wemby, Defensive Player. Will Riley, Most Improved, and Jokic also wins Clutch Player, and Coach of the Year goes to JJ Redick, as of course we went 67 and 15. Executive goes to Art Powell, aka me. We got Luka and Jokic together on the All-NBA first team, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. Jokic making an All-Defensive second team. That's pretty crazy, but hey, we'll take it. All-Rookie first team and All-Rookie second team. So we are, of course, the first seed in the West, but all that matters is winning a trophy here. So we had 21 from Jokic, 26 from Luka, 17 from Connect, 12 from Mikal, 12 from Denny Avdia, 10 from Sharp, along with a block and 9 rebounds. So he's been a damn good backup 5 in my opinion. 6 from Bronny, 6 from Alexander Walker, and 3 from Amir Coffee. So do we win a championship? As we get the Battle of LA in round 1, but they have they got Giannis. They have Kawhi and Giannis teamed up. Giannis, I was after you, but you wanted too much money. Something like current round against the Clippers. Hopefully we do not lose to them, and we will beat them in 4. They are no match, but now even bigger challenge ahead of us as we get to play Wembanyama and the Spurs. So Stephon Castle, Gigi Jackson, Wemby. This one will be a little bit tougher, obviously, with Wemby on the other side, but up 1-0 so far. They even the series. They win by 1 there. We're up 2-1. Can we go 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. And just like that, we're in the conference finals already. So we finally get Luka to the conference finals once again in a Lakers uniform this time around. And now we get to deal with the Pelicans who have Ace Bailey now instead of obviously like Brandon Ingram or whatever. So game 1 goes to New Orleans. They beat us by 3, a very high scoring game, by the way, and they're up 2-0. Okay, wow. Can we even the series though? Damn, the Pelicans are giving us the business right now. What is going on? Can we come back from 3-1? Let's see. So it looks like we might be able to squeak this one away, although the Pelicans might have a chance to steal this one, and they don't. Okay, 27 from Jokic. All we need to do is win one more game, and we're in a game 7 on our home floor. So can we make it happen? So come on, man. Just hang on for a game 6 victory, and we're going to a game 7, and we will. So game 7 is happening. Whether you like it or not, please do not lose here. We did not get this far just to lose. And it's looking okay so far, but they are kind of on our ankles. Just kidding, we're blowing them out now. No match. They blew a 3-1 lead to Jokic and Doncic. And we're in the finals going against the Chicago Bulls, who their best player is potentially Josh Giddey. So I refuse to lose to this team, but we'll see who is actually here. So, okay. Yeah. This team cannot be a team we lose to. We almost lost the Pelicans. They had Ace Bailey. That's fine. But their best player is Josh Giddey. Legitimately. If we lose, I will have an issue with this game. And we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. So far, so good. Do not let them even it up. 3-1 and beat them in 5. Let's go. Okay. So championship is secured. We beat the Chicago Bulls. But damn, bro. That was crazy that they made it out of the East. Like, Cleveland would have been a legitimate more, it would have been way different. Would have been more challenging if I could find the damn word I'm trying to say. Toronto is always freaking good as well. They have Boogie Flanders fully developed for them. But all that matters is we accomplished the goal of getting a second superstar in LA, whether it was Giannis or Jokic. We made it happen. I love the team we threw together here, but I'm going to end it on that note, guys, with a championship in our grasp. Thank you guys for watching. Who do you guys think will eventually be joining Luka in LA, though? Would it be Jokic? Would it be Giannis? Would it be somebody else? Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below, but other than that, I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.